Hi, this is Mel Soul from the Mel Soul Golf School at beautiful Pawleys Plantation Golf and Country Club here in Pawleys Island, South Carolina on an absolutely beautiful day. Just going into the fall, great weather for golf. Today is the September 2013 golf tip, and I'm going to talk about quantifying your practice. Most people go to the range, if they're hitting balls, chipping, putting, whatever it is, they finish their practice, get in the car, and they go home. How do you know that you've improved your chipping or your putting or whatever it is you practiced? If you didn't improve, you're wasting your time. You're wasting. If I go to the driving range and I spend an hour hitting chips and I go home and I don't know whether I'm a better chipper today than I was yesterday, I've just wasted an hour of my time. So you want to quantify your practice. You want to measure exactly. If I go to the range and I practice and quantify and I don't leave the range until I've improved in that category, then at least when I go home I know that I'm a better golfer today than I was yesterday. So we're going to use chipping as an example. You can use this for bunker shots, you can use this for your irons, your woods, whatever it is. But for the tip, I'm going to do that with the chipping. So I'm going to count out X number of balls. Now I usually count out about 20. But if you want to count out 40 or 50 or 100, doesn't really matter. And what I've got out here is I've created a circle around the flagstick. It's a 6-foot circle. And I've put some chalk spray around. Now if you don't have chalk spray, just stick the tees in the ground and create a 6-foot circle with the tees. Once you have that, now I have a target. So now I can start working on my chipping and see how many I get inside the circle. So I've got an 8-iron here. I'm going to land the ball just on the green, do a couple of practice swings. Now I've got the ball inside my circle. Pull up the next ball, do the same thing. When I'm finished chipping my 20 balls, I'm going to go and count how many balls I've got inside my circle. Let's say I got 15 out of 20. That's my base, that's my starting point. Now, I want you all to carry a little notebook in your golf bag, and in the notebook I would write today's date, I would write chipping, 8-iron, and I'd put 15 out of 20, 6-foot circle. Now I keep that in my golf bag. Now, next week, 10 days from now, I come back to do my chipping. I can pull my notebook out and say, okay, last time I did the chipping, I got 15 out of 20. I go ahead and I chip. If I get 15 again or less, I got to do it again. If I get 16 or more, I know for sure that I'm a better chipper today than I was last week. When I go home, I know for sure I'm better today than I was last week. I'm improving. Now, at a point in time, you might get in a 6-foot circle like this, you might get all 20 in. At that point, you make your circle smaller. If you're struggling to get them in a 6-foot circle, if you're at a higher handicap, make the circle bigger. But you want to start off where you're getting some results and then you go from there. But if you go to the driving range and you don't quantify your practice, you're wasting your time. Now, if I was using my driver, I could take, this driving range has a tree in the middle of it. I could say, okay, I'm going to go between the tree and the yellow flag. That's my zone. Slightly narrower than a normal fairway for me. If you're a higher handicap, maybe you make it a little wider. But you pick 2 areas. Now, I count out the balls, and I hit 20 balls, 30 balls. In my little notebook, I write down, okay, I got 6 out of 20 in my zone. The next time I come and practice my driver, I have to get 7 or better inside that same zone. If I do, I know I'm a better driver of the golf ball today than I was the last time I practiced my driver. Once I can hit all my drives into my zone, I'm going to bring my zone smaller. Use this quantifying or measuring every single time you practice, and I can absolutely guarantee you, you will see results of this on the golf course when you go out and play.